and today we will be discussing the election. We now have 4 days. Yes, 4 days. I have a lot to cover for you all. I'm going to slide my thing up a little bit, okay? Is that okay with you guys? Yes, yes, yes. We have now 4 days left before Election Day. I know we all excited. We all anxious about this election. It is happening. There's nothing we're going to be able to do about it. We can't change what's happening. Only thing we can do is vote. Get out there and vote. That's all I can tell you is to get out there and vote. Your vote counts. You matter. Your vote matters. All I can do is encourage you to vote. I got a lot to cover today. And I hope and pray what I cover today does not offend anyone, but it's all about the election. And what I say about a candidate has nothing to do with you personally. It is just I'm discussing the facts and giving my opinion on this election. This is the biggest election ever, you all. The biggest election ever. And I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm all of the above. But what I want from you guys is to be respectful in my chat. It's okay to state your opinion. Let's just not be ugly to each other in my chat. Okay? Again, I am Queen Lily, and we are discussing the election. Yes, who we have as our candidates? VP Kamala Harris and ex-President Donald Trump. Those are the two people running for president that's going to be on your ballot. I already voted. I voted early, October the 15th. And I have been doing everything I can possibly do to get people to vote. I'm on here trying to get people to vote. I'm on my phone because I'm a voter ambassador trying to get people to vote. I'm texting people. I'm online trying to get them to vote. Asking, have you voted yet? Make sure you go out and vote. If you're going to early vote, the last date to early vote in Georgia is tomorrow. So I'm doing my part for it's like trying to get people to vote. And I'm on here as well. So make sure you tell your friends and family to get out and vote. Hey, Queen Vera, how you doing? How you doing? Make sure you tell your friends and family to get out and vote and that their vote counts. Because a lot of people feel like, well, I'm not going to vote. It doesn't matter. This is the most important election ever. Yes, it matters. Please listen to me. It matters. So we're going to get this party started. Again, what I'm going to talk about today, do not get offended because it's not about you personally. Hey, Miss Bugs, how you doing? How you doing? It's just that I'm going to put the facts out there and a lot of people are going to feel like I'm stepping on their toes. I'm not stepping on your toes. I'm going to show you the receipts to everything. And that's why I like to show videos because seeing is believing. If you insist on saying I'm lying when I'm showing you what the candidate is doing, that is on you. I am doing my part. So we're going to get started, everyone. Thank you for coming to my live. I'm Queen Lily. How many more days we got left? 4 more days. If you check my community wall, I let y'all know every day just about how many more days we got left before this great election between VP Kamala Harris and ex-President Donald Trump. Who's going to be our next president? Who is the better fit to be in office? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to digest, everybody. A lot. But I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you the receipts, the videos to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to allow other people in their videos to voice their opinions. It is their opinions. Don't chop me down, cut me up for it. Please don't. Don't beat me up for their opinions, okay? I love you all. I love all you beautiful kings and queens in my chat. But don't beat me up for these people's opinions and what they're saying. I just like to give different views, and then I come in and say what I think. I love you all. Be kind in my chat. Thank you. Hey, Queen Bianca. Hey, all of you beautiful kings and queens. Hey, King Michael Herbits. Hey, Suraj. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. I love all of you. It doesn't matter who your candidate is. I love all of y'all through the love of God because I can't get to heaven hating. This is just a political thing. This is just an election. We don't have to hate each other. We may not like each other. We may not like each other's candidates. but we got to respect each other in this chat, okay? I love you, Michael. I love you. I love you. Michael, don't get offended when I'm going to show you stuff, videos. Please don't. These are their opinions and what they think about this election. Then I come in and say what I think, okay? Hey, King Ben, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Queen Lady Sparkle Smooth, how you doing? How you doing? Queen, how you doing? Hey, Queen Miss Bugs, how are you doing? Hey, King Burrow, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, King Edwin, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, Raphael, Fernando, how are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, King, how you doing? Wild Heart, how you doing, King? Mattas, how you doing? Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. Thank all of you. Thank all you beautiful kings and queens. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to show y'all a couple things. Remember, this is just a show, and I'm showing y'all things that have to do with the election and what actions are happening at this time. It does not mean I'm talking about you. No, it doesn't mean that. Today is the 31st. Happy Halloween, beautiful kings and queens. And we have, what, 4 days left? And y'all, I'm so excited and I'm anxious about, oh my God, I'm just anxious. I can't even sleep and I'm working day and night trying to get people to vote. I'm anxious. I'm anxious about this. So I'm going to show y'all a video, and it's about Elon. He gives blacks mistreatment like they're slaves. Is it trafficking? I don't know, but I'm going to let y'all listen to the video. This is research and educational purpose. Thank you, Midas Touch Network. Please subscribe to Midas Touch Network. I love those guys. Ben is my favorite out of all of them. It's some brothers and a lot of other people. They're brothers, they're attorneys. I love Ben's show. I love because he talks about his daughter, his wife. That is beautiful to me. He is a family man and family matters. So I'm going to show you this video, okay? Give me just a moment. I need to take a sip of water. Sorry, you guys. When you talk a lot, you get thirsty, so please forgive me. One moment. What if I told you that I'm gonna let the commercial go off, then we're gonna watch the video, okay? And this is a video. See what you could do today with gemstones. It's about Elon Musk. I'm gonna let you watch. I'm not gonna say it because y'all gonna say it's me saying stuff and it ain't happening, but it's actually happening. One moment.
What you are looking at in this photo are human beings in the back of a caged U-Haul being driven around Michigan. They were lured, you heard that right, in Michigan, in the United States of America, mostly black men and women who were lured looking for work to do a job. You know what the job was that they learned about when they got to Michigan? Working for a political action committee funded by Elon Musk to support Donald Trump's candidacy. And once they were lured out there by this subcontractor called Blitz, they learned their job was to knock on doors for Donald Trump. And when they were there, they were also told that if they did not knock on a certain amount of doors, they wouldn't even get lodging. They were being put in some motel, but that they'd be thrown on the streets if they didn't knock on enough doors. The story is truly horrific, and it goes to show you what is happening right now in the Trump campaign's effort to reach out to voters using conduits like Elon Musk's political action committee. This is dystopian and sick, but it shows you the minds of these truly deranged and demented individuals. Wired, the digital media company Wired, broke this story. Hat tip to Jake LaHoot. We're doing a great job here. As John Scott Railton says, wild. This is an actual photo of Musk-hired door knockers being driven around Michigan. This group of mostly black workers were driven in the back of a truck with no seats and obviously no seatbelts. They say they were flown in, given unrealistic goals, and threatened that their lodging would be cut off and being forced to pay their own way home if they couldn't meet the door knocking objectives that were provided to them. Some didn't even know which candidate they were working for. Here's how Wired described it. The video from inside the van shows a bumpy ride with a cage separating mostly black door knockers from their driver. The driver also told the group of door knockers that he was in pain and had difficulty driving. Quote, "I just had surgery, bro," the U-Haul driver says in another recording obtained by Wired. "Like half of my foot is cut off. I'm scared," the door knocker who spoke to Wired replies on the recording. "And all the manager is concerned about is how many mother effing doors the B word got," the driver responds. The canvassers were dropped off roughly 40 minutes apart from each other, relying on the mobile app to log their interactions at the front door. As John Scott Railton puts it, working to help the richest man, Elon Musk, in the world get his preferred candidate into office, folks. What's going to happen is they're going to stop paying for your rooms, the manager told the door knockers who were lured to Michigan in an audio recording obtained by Wired. "And then you're going to end up having to pay for it yourself. You can't do that with no money." The door knockers also allege they were told that they will have to pay for their own flight home if they didn't meet the objectives and be stranded in a different state. By the way, to me, this sounds like a human trafficking operation taking place. So, as it's described, so flown somewhere, given false promises of good working conditions, then subjected to dangerous working conditions, and threatened with needing to pay their own way home, being stuck without housing if they didn't deliver. What does that sound like to you? It sounds like human trafficking to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Here's how it's described in the Wired article as well. Initially, the paid door knockers for the Blitz subcontractor, the subcontractor was called Blitz, didn't have transportation to get around Michigan, since no one in the group had a valid driver's license. On Saturday, October 19th, supervisors for the canvassers initially commandeered some Ubers for them to reach their list of addresses. But by Sunday, the door knockers were loaded into a rented U-Haul moving van with no rear seating or seatbelts. In a photo and video viewed by Wired, quote, "We were all told our transportation would be handled and we'd be in rental cars. It turned out to be U-Haul vans, these caged U-Haul vans, and I felt embarrassed and played," the door knockers told Wired. Here's the article by Jake LaHoot. Give him a shout and tell him he did some great investigative work right here. Great work, Jake. Workers say they were tricked and threatened as part of Elon Musk's Get Out the Vote effort. American PAC, that's Elon Musk's PAC where he's infused hundreds of millions of dollars, their door knockers were flown to Michigan, driven in the back of a U-Haul, and told they'd have to pay hotel bills unless they met unrealistic quotas. One was even surprised who they were working for. They didn't even realize they were going to be working for Donald Trump. Let's take a look at this article right now, shall we? This is wild stuff right here. Here's what they're saying in this article that I'm pulling up right now. Workers say they were tricked and threatened as part of Elon Musk's Get Out the Vote effort. "I was in shock and disbelief," said a paid door knocker flown to Michigan to help turn out the vote for Donald Trump on behalf of Elon Musk's America Political Action Committee. In Michigan, canvassers and paid door knockers for the former president, contracted by a firm associated with America PAC, have been subjected to poor working conditions. A number of them have been driven around in the back of a seatless U-Haul van, according to video obtained by Wired, and threatened that their lodging at a local motel would not be paid for if they didn't meet quotas. One door knocker alleges that they didn't even know they were working for Donald Trump or signing up for anything having to do with Elon Musk or Donald Trump. A representative for Musk and the America Political Action Committee did not return a request for comment. The contract these door knockers signed was with Blitz Canvassing, which is a subcontractor of Musk's America Political Action Committee, says they're expected to maintain a 17 to 22% engagement rate during the campaign, which is a high target relative to the number of people who typically open their door for a stranger. A group of out-of-state America PAC canvassers were told during a recent team meeting that if they didn't hit their targets, which the door knocker says were more than 1,000 a week on total doors knocked, the organization would stop paying for their motel rooms after luring them to Michigan. What's going to happen is they're going to stop paying for these rooms. Read that for you before. Blitz Canvassing, which had received more than $9 million from America PAC for presidential campaign canvassing as of October 29th, did not reply to Wired for comment either. One of the canvassers, who was flown in from outside the Midwest, tells Wired they had no idea they would be knocking on doors in support of Trump, or that the subcontractor they were working for was part of Elon Musk's voter turnout operation through America PAC. Quote, I knew nothing of the job or much of the job description other than going door to door and asking the voters who they are voting for. Says
the reason why I'm showing you guys that, because Elon Musk, he is only doing this because he wants to not have to pay taxes for his business. So he doesn't like Trump. He doesn't like Trump. He's using Trump. But he's willing to do anything to get his candidate in there for his own business needs. And then Trump says he's going to give him a position in his cabinet. Don't do it. Elon Musk doesn't like you, Trump. Just like Laura Loomer was put there. She was a plant. So is Elon Musk. He's a plant. And there's a lot y'all don't know about Elon Musk you're going to learn in this video, in this live. Okay, let me get to the next video. Elon Musk was a legal alien living here in America. I'm curious to know, and the reason why I'm saying this, because when you watch this video about Elon Musk and how he was here illegally, I am curious to know, was Melania Trump an illegal alien working in this country like Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk's visa did not allow him to work in this country. When he was in school, college, he had a visa that did not allow him to work or anything. But he was doing stuff that was illegal. He could say he wasn't, but he's lying. And Melania Trump, when she was here before she became legal, she was here as a model, remember? That's how she met Donnie Boy, at this place where a bunch of women were and men were going there to meet the women. You feel me? So I'm going to play this video, give it a moment to load up. We're going to learn a lot in this video. I'm not trying to mislead you, so I'm letting the people talk. And then I'll come in and state my opinion, okay? It's a commercial. As soon as the commercial stops,
video masks.
We're going to get to the goods.
Shapes to create completely different vibes and aesthetics. Or you can create your own graphic. I use this
anti-immigrant rhetoric of Donald Trump and Elon Musk is all a facade. Elon Musk was likely here illegally, working after he left school after emigrating from Canada. He was working and founding a new company on what was supposed to be a student visa, which made that an illegal act that Elon Musk has been trying to tap dance around ever since. That based on some new reporting from the Washington Post and other outlets like Guardian. You are at the intersection with Michael Popak and on the new Legal AF YouTube channel. Take a minute, free subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and try to get us to our goal of 300,000 by the time the election rolls around. Now look, my problem with Elon Musk is several-fold, but let's just focus for now on his lies about his immigration status. For those that don't know, Elon Musk was born and raised in South Africa. He and his family, including a brother, got to Canada. From Canada, he went to University of Pennsylvania, and there he likely had, as he's admitted, he likely had a student or exchange visa, which is known in immigration circles as a J-1 visa. A J-1 visa is an exchange visa. It's limited to school. You can't start a business in your garage. You can't take in investors. You can't do a side gig where you're building a company. You got to be in school, and that's it. And you're not allowed to work. You're just in school. Now, he left Penn in UPenn in 1995 or 1996. He then went to Stanford, presumably on the same J-1 visa. Both visas, that J-1 visa requires a sponsor, which is usually a university. So let's assume for a moment that his J-1 visa from Penn got picked up from Stanford. Again, he cannot work. All he can do is go to school. That's the way that operates. Now, and then it drops out of the program at at Stanford. So the question is, what visa status is he on at that given moment? Because to be in the country, you got to have proper visa status if you're not a citizen or you don't have a green card. What is your status, Mr. Musk? And it looks like your status was you were illegally working in the country when in 1995 or so, you quit Stanford and started a company, your first company, your inaugural company called ZP2. ZP2 eventually took in an initial round of investors of $3 million, but even Elon Musk's own brother says that the major investor, the first investor into ZP2, which got sold one day a few years later for about $300 million. But the first $3 million of seed money, the investors made it as a requirement in writing that Elon Musk and his brother, Kimball, go get their proper immigration status. Because as the Elon Musk brother has publicly declared, they knew we were illegal aliens. So look at the irony. The border is a zombie apocalypse. The Democrats are importing votes by having illegals vote. Was illegal himself for a large part of the time, including at the moment when he formed his company. But for Elon Musk, being here illegal is okay as long as you form a $100 million company or more. But if you're just a hard-working stiff doing the dirty jobs that Americans don't want to do, trying to feed your family and pay taxes, like many people that come from Central and South America and Haiti and other places, oh, you're bad. We've got to deport you. You're the zombie apocalypse. You're part of the garbage that's coming into this country that has to be deported, as he's jumping up and down on the stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, or in Madison Square Garden. But he was illegal himself. Now, when pushed, Elon Musk at various times, because he talks a lot, at various times on podcasts and in town halls and speeches, he says, oh, it was a gray area. He has a weird accent, by the way. It was a gray area about my immigration status. There's nothing gray about it. It was black and white. You were, say it with me, Elon. You had a J-1 visa sponsored by a university that ended when you stopped your studies at Stanford and you went out to try to form a company. You needed a replacement visa. He claims he had an H-1B visa, but that's for a specialty knowledge. We're the sponsor. His own company couldn't have sponsored him at that moment. It didn't exist. So there was a period when he was illegal, a fact that his own brother, Kimball, admitted. I didn't even know there was a Kimball Musk, by the way. And to which Elon Musk has said, my brother was mistaken. All right. So the brother called it out and said, you're an illegal alien. The first investor for your company, ZP2, said, we're not going to invest the $3 million except unless you commit to getting your immigration status in proper form in a short period of time, which sort of suggests that they were illegal for a long period of time. And why does it all matter? Because the guy that's standing there with this moral high horse and looking down his nose at hardworking people that are here just begging for a dignified immigration policy, only one that the Democrats apparently are willing to consider, as opposed to Donald Trump, who wants to get rid of, 11 million people that he claims are here illegally, separate families, including from children that they've had while they've been living here, who are U.S. citizens, put them in cages, deport them as well. That's his solution at a cost of, $1 billion a month, some ridiculous number that this country could never sustain, and with no plan. I mean, Donald Trump always has, what is it, the concepts of a plan? No plan. He has no plan to replace Obamacare. He has no plan how to replace with Americans or people with proper status, if you will, the jobs that are going to go out the door and aren't going to be filled by these hardworking people that are coming in from other countries, even though, albeit, they may not be legal. I'm not talking about voting, by the way. I'm not talking about giving non-citizens the right to vote. That is one of the privileges and honors you have.
Okay, he made his point about Elon. Even his brother admitted Elon was not legal here. But Elon Musk, he chops down on the Haitians, Mexicans, Venezuelans, whoever. He wants them out of here just like Donald Trump. Some of them have had babies, children. What are they going to do? Separate the children again? Because Donald Trump, in his time of being president, when he won in 2016, he separated the babies from their parents. That ain't good. There has to be a better way to do it. It has to be. So I'm going to show you all a video where the judge says Trump is not fit to be president. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but this is what a judge says about Donald Trump. Inquiring minds want to know, is he fit or not? Put in the chat if you think Donald Trump is fit to be president.
Curious how? Let me explain.
I don't know. Y'all tell me. Come on, tell me in the chat.
Vice President Harris, I assume that her public policy views are vastly different from my own. But I am indifferent in this election as to her policy views on any other issues than America's democracy, the Constitution, and the rule of law, as I believe all Americans should be. In the 2024 election for President of the United States, there are no more important issues for America, end quote. Joining me now is J. Michael Ludig. He previously served on the United States Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit. He is one of the most respected legal minds in this nation. That's why days before January 6, 2021, the then Vice President Mike Pence sought his advice about what the Constitution says about the certification of the Electoral College votes, advice that helped the country avoid a constitutional crisis. Judge Ludig, thank you for being back on the show this morning.
Thank you, Ali. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Sir, you believe that the choice in the presidential race is clear, that Kamala Harris is fit for office. Donald Trump is not fit for office. Apparently, this is not clear to many Americans because the race shows a deadlock, according to the polls. So this is the last 10 days to convince people of what the issue is. Tell me what your best argument is right now.
Ali, I hope that Americans come to their senses over the course of the next 10 days and understand just what is at stake in this upcoming election, and that is America's democracy and the rule of law. Nothing more, but nothing less. The various policy positions, sundry policy positions that separate the two candidates in this election is of comparatively little significance to their respective views on American democracy and the rule of law. Ali, our democracy and rule of law are the constitutional pillars, the cornerstones of our constitutional republic. It's our democracy and the rule of law that have made America the envy of the world for almost 250 years. Donald Trump, over the past 4 years, beginning on January 6, 2021, has corrupted America's democracy and the rule of law. The other two fundamental tenets of our Constitution and of our republic are the willingness of presidential aspirants to accept the will of the American people when they vote on election day. This year, in 10 days. The other fundamental tenet is that every presidential candidate, every candidate for the office of the presidency must must pledge to a peaceful transfer of power. Without the acceptance by the candidates of the will of the American people and their pledge to a peaceful transfer of power, America would have no democracy, Allie.
Judge, the preservation of democracy all through history, whether it's in America or in other countries, can come at some cost to the individual citizen. And look, I think this is an important message coming from a person like you, because some people have called you names. They've accused you of things for standing by your principles. And of course, it was a little less hot on January 4th and 5th of 2020 when you were considering 2021 when you were considering these things. But what is your advice to people who are struggling with? Will they say I'm betraying my cause, my party, my conservative values in voting for Kamala Harris?
Well, the answer is obvious, Allie. They would not be betraying their cause or their political party. They would instead be putting their country, putting the United States of America before both their party and themselves. This is not...
Okay, he said it. Just because someone is not voting for Donald Trump, they could be putting a party before themselves, the country before themselves. Okay, now we're going to go to Trump's MAGAs just keep getting arrested, y'all. I don't know what it is about MAGA love to go to the polls and show out.
There are only two things.
Come on, stop it, MAGA. You're better than this. You're better than this. Come on. Come on now. Come on, beautiful kings and queens. Come on.
Why? Because with a convicted felon and adjudicated rapist as their candidate, they cannot win outright. Especially because, in addition to everything else, the malignant narcissism, being Putin's puppet, wearing diapers, bronzing his face, the guy is just flat out stupid. Indeed, the stupidest person to ever run for president in the history of this country. So, congrats on that, Trump. You're number one. So, here we go with cheating. Setting ballots on fire in the Pacific Northwest, disenfranchising voters in Virginia, thank you, right-wing Supreme Court, misdirecting voters in North Carolina, intimidating voters in Florida and Pennsylvania. Republicans are now standing in line. No, not to vote, but to be the next batter up to cheat in the election. This win, even if you have to cheat mentality, was on full display last night during the World Series. Look at these two morons. Look at their all-out effort to cheat. The only reason Vegas isn't taking odds as to whether they are Trump voters is because it's too much of a slam dunk of a bet to pay out on. And that brings us to another loser, this time in Indiana, where Republican primary loser Larry Savage Jr. has been arrested and charged with, wait for it, felonious destroying or misplacing a ballot, along with a misdemeanor charge of theft. And Savage is being charged not by eyewitness accounts, but by videotape evidence. Let's take a look.
And a Republican candidate faces charges tonight for stealing ballots during a voting machine test. Police arrested Larry Savage Jr. this morning for theft and destroying or misplacing a ballot. CBS 4's Michael Van Squick explains why the Madison County prosecutor calls this an attempt to undermine election integrity.
This is corruption. This is corruption at its core.
With Election Day on the horizon, Madison County Prosecutor Rodney Cummings now taking a firm stance on protecting the legitimacy of the voting process, which starts with a test on the very machines that count every ballot.
It's something that's done in every county in Indiana. It's required by law just to verify that the machines are accurate.
Madison County tested its voting machines on the morning of October 3rd. The test ensures every vote is counted accurately. This live stream video shows the process, which involved several Madison County voters invited to participate. At the top of the screen, you can see former congressional candidate Larry Savage Jr. participating in the test.
As that was being conducted, he took 2 of the ballots, folded them up, put them in his pocket, and left.
While test ballots don't count as actual votes, they are filled out with candidate selections like they would be on Election Day. These papers hanging on the wall at the Madison County Government Center are sample ballots, which have sample written in bold all the way across the paper. Unlike test ballots, samples cannot be counted and used in a voting machine. Cummings says a stolen test ballot can have major implications.
He could have taken those 2 ballots. When he voted, he could have voted his own ballot and 2 other ballots if he chose to do that.
Investigators say Savage could be heard acknowledging that the test ballots are real. According to court documents, investigators also searched his phone and found a text that morning reading, "Sis, they say anything about the ballots I took?" Investigators also say he posted on a social media page condemning Madison County election procedures after taking those ballots. Police found the ballots in his truck later that day.
This is one of the worst things that can happen, given the national climate about integrity of elections, to intentionally steal ballots and then attack the system. I can't imagine a bigger disservice to our community than that.
We spoke to Savage today. He denies any wrongdoing.
At no time did I have any malintent. At no time did I actually think that that was a real ballot. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. And if I did, I'm sorry. The truth is going to come out, and I'm an innocent man.
Savage is now facing 1 felony and 1 misdemeanor charge, carrying up to 3.5 years behind bars. The prosecutor says he has no other concerns about Election Day interference.
The other thing that is as certain as Republicans cheating at elections is Republican criminals caught dead to rights, claiming they are innocent and that the truth is going to come out. The truth is already out. Savage is a moron. Seriously. He texted to his sister and he had the stolen ballots in his truck. Dude, at least have a floorboard you can pry up and hide things under. In this day and age. Especially with no other concerns about election interference? Unless there are no more Republicans in the district, you should be concerned. And as for Savage, well, his last message to his sister about says it all. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.
Please subscribe to Occupy Democrats channel. I love his channel. I enjoy him. Anybody that I'm showing you guys, please subscribe to their channels. I learn so much from watching them, and I'm new at this, so I'm learning something new every day from these people. The next video is about voter intimidation. Again, MAGA has done it again. MAGA. Y'all keep me entertained. That's why I love y'all. I'm going to find the exact time mark that I want to watch. I can't waste time listening to what we're going to be talking about. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's too far. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. We'll start it there.
Charge of voter intimidation will be added to his list of charges. Don't you just love that for Caleb? I love that for Caleb. Let's give Caleb a round of applause. As a matter of fact, as joyous as Caleb was in that
Hold on. Sorry.
And told them to go.
Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Wait. Start it over. I apologize.
Yes, What you saw was a young white man brandishing a weapon, having a good old time, intimidating voters down in Florida, Duval County specifically. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Tabitha Speaks Politics, and yes, we are still on the road to 500,000 subscribers. We're getting there, and we will get there slowly but surely. If you've come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would love to have you. We talk all things politics by way of viral news stories, and today the viral news story is all about that savage. His name is Caleb James Williams, and he and about 6 or 7 of his friends decided to load up the truck, go out to one of the polling stations, and Caleb decided that he was going to take it a step further and brandish his rusty machete to intimidate voters. Now, of course, they're Trump supporters, and the voters that they were going to intimidate, of course, were Harris Walls voters. And who do they gun for when they get to the voting station, the polling station? They head straight for 2 elderly women. I believe they were in their 60s and their 70s. They were Harris Walls supporters, and they were standing outside the polling station, waving their signs and, doing what supporters do outside of the polling station. And somebody at the polling station called 911. Here's the news report. Check it out.
Right now at 6, an 18-year-old accused of using a machete to antagonize voters at a local polling site is now facing a second felony charge. Tonight, we're also hearing from one of the victims who says the 18-year-old approached her.
I don't tolerate that kind of stuff. Nobody should tolerate that. And that's why we just called the police right away.
Investigators identified that teen as 18-year-old Caleb Williams. Within the past hour, Neptune Beach police say they've now upgraded his charges to include a felony charge of voter intimidation.
This violent incident unfolded in Neptune Beach Tuesday afternoon. It happened outside the Jacksonville Public Library Beaches branch. And that's where we find our News4Jax reporter, Brianna Andrews, live tonight with new information on this. Brianna?
Neptune Beach police say it all happened right here. They say a group of teenagers between the ages of 16 and 18 years old came here to try to antagonize the opposing party and then just wanted to start a ruckus.
Neptune Beach police scene. There's a truck full of boys at the library pulling machetes out of their truck. Okay. Kids or adults? They're adult. They're teenage boys, but they're pulling machetes out and coming over by us. Okay.
This is the call for help after police say 18-year-old Caleb Williams confronted a group of people holding Harris Wall signs with a machete at Beaches Branch Library.
Some of them have just walked out to the sidewalk.
There were so many people around us, watching this going on.
I spoke with one of the sign holders who say Williams and the teens approached her. She did not want to show her face on camera. Kind of walk me through what happened.
Okay, we're standing there waving our signs in support of the Harris campaign. And these group of teenagers pulled up with in a black SUV, as I said, pulled into the parking lot the wrong way, and screaming and yelling and waving their Trump flags.
Records show Caleb Williams is a registered Republican. Neptune Beach police say he was one of 8 teenagers who tried to antagonize the opposing political party.
They come down to us, about as close as you are to me, waving the flag in my face, and we turned around and told them to go away. We're going to call the police. And then one of them had the machete. He was trying to scare us, and trying to intimidate us. And that's against the law to intimidate voters.
And that woman says she hopes that security increases at all polling sites so something like this never happens again. She did also say that she's not going to let this incident stop her.
Now, see, Caleb didn't think this all the way through. Caleb is 18 years old, which means he's an adult down in Florida. All of his little buddies that was with him, they were 16 and 17. So the only one that got arrested was Caleb. Caleb is facing charges. He faces one charge of aggravated assault on a person 65 years of age or older, and he faces another charge of improper exhibition of a firearm or a dangerous weapon. And I do believe Caleb's charges are going to be increased, or an additional charge, a felony charge of voter intimidation will be added to his list of charges. Don't you just love that for Caleb? I love that for Caleb. Let's give Caleb a round of applause.
Well, MAGA, y'all showing out. Y'all, I gotta say, we got to love MAGA. They keep me entertained. In fact, that it's a fact that the only people going to the polls and showing out, acting up, are MAGA Republicans. You're not catching us Democrats out there acting a fool. We're not doing it. We got too much joy and love in our heart, especially when you go to a VP Kamala Harris rally. So much joy and love. Yes, 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 yes. Bringing it in. Trey Morton says the clown makeup keeps me entertained. Oh, well, thank you, baby. Because I know I look better than your wife, your girlfriend. Because let me tell you something, Trey. I'm 50 years old. Let your woman be 50. Especially if she's Caucasian. She's going to have wrinkles. I don't have any wrinkles. Blessed by God. Thank you. So next we're going to watch MAGA stealing ballots. MAGA! Come on now, stop it, MAGA. You can't be this. Come on. Now, I love getting entertained, but dang. Why? Why? I don't understand, MAGA. You got to stop. You got to stop with all this action.
I've got 2. We know 3 birthday parties on Saturday, and Sunday, that's my me time.
American Crow says, meow. Zubing is laughing. Bianca said, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button for me. Come on. I love you guys. Hit that like button. Come on, kings and queens. Hit the like button. Come on. I need it. Also, if you would like to become a member to my channel, I have 2 different memberships. I have the Rubies membership, which is $4.99. And I have the Diamonds membership, which is $9.99. And if you would like to donate to my channel, send me a super chat, super sticker. Come on. Thank you, Bo Baker. Thank Bob Baker. Thank you, King. Thank you, King. Thank you so much. So we're going to get to this video right quick, okay?
First, before I get into this video, I want to say thank you to all of you that have sent me blessings and love letters and cards.
Hold on, y'all, because I'm going to speed it up, because we can't listen to all that. I love her, but we can't.
And when I see that there's some inequity going on with voting, it's as a result of something that the Republicans are doing. This stud, his name is Larry Savage Jr. He is a former Republican candidate who ran for a Indiana seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. And his ass was caught doing some shady shit with sample ballots. He was one of the few that was chosen to test.
You know what? Because we have so much that I got to cover, I didn't realize this was the same video similar to what I've showed you guys earlier. So I'm going to move to something else, okay? But I love her. Make sure y'all subscribe to Tabitha Speaks, okay? I love you guys. One moment, please. I got to get a video from my DM. Hold on. Bear with me now. Come on. Don't leave me. I love you. Come on. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Hold on. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on. Bear with me. Don't give up on me.
Wow. This is my motherfucking right. Wow. I ain't been shut the hell up. Let me vote. Wow, God. Oh. Wow.
Now y'all see what I mean? They are showing out at the polls. Don't fight with your hands. Don't. It's not worth it. They're not worth it. No, they're just our candidates. They're not our loved ones. They're not our children. Don't do it, okay? So, I'm going to show y'all this video right here. Okay, because I got a strategy how I'm showing the videos. Because the last video is going to be for shock value. It's going to show MAGA how they say it ain't that bad. This is not the last video. That was just a joke. Don't want you to remember that, MAGA, okay? Stay around for the last video. Because you're going to get a taste of your own. This is a commercial. Give the commercial moment. Every last one of you. Patty Faye says vote for Trump. That's her candidate. She has every vote for who she want to vote for. Faith of All says, all right, y'all, I'm out of here. Trump 2024. Hold on, okay?
To prove that she's not that.
Hold on, let me start it over. Hold on, give me a moment. Because I may have started at the wrong spot. No, I didn't. Let me go back to it. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. I'm going to start it over because I was watching it early. Before I actually show y'all these videos, I go and watch them before I come and show you.
If you're sitting around
wait a minute, commercial coming now. Sorry. Larice Savoy says Trump 2024. That's your candidate. All right now. I hope you voted. American Crow says Trump 2024. That's your candidate. I can't tell you what to do. I can just try to encourage you.
In this country, since its founding.
Hold on, just listen for a moment, y'all. I gotta wipe this thing off. My fingerprints all over. Just listen for a moment. And bear with him.
Think about it, he said, I tremble for this country because of the sin of slavery. Right? He was afraid of what that meant, the divine punishment that would come for holding another human being in slavery. And he writes that particular formulation in the section on habit formation. Because he said, what happens to a child who witnesses the violence of slavery? Something is broken on the inside of such a child who experiences that. Something happens to their character, Jefferson suggests. But in that moment of fear, right, it drives policy. Think about, right, the fear of Abraham Lincoln in the second inaugural, supposedly the second founding. Think about the fear surrounding Black Rage with the Black Panther Party. You know, that cover of the New Yorker where they had Obama dressed as a Muslim and Michelle Obama as Angela Davis. And they were bumping fists, and people were like, what does that mean? Did they bumped fists? Did the black people just begin revolution? Fear drives policy. The moral panics around the so-called super predators, where the data suggested was not true. What did the moral panics do? It drove mass incarceration. Think about what happened with the Central Park Five. babies were innocent. Their lives stolen. Think about all the millions of folk who are locked up because of fear. Fear, driving policy. We can no longer be afraid. And that fear actually drives our political behavior, black political behavior. As I said earlier, we're afraid to trigger your fears. So we will grit our teeth in the moment which you say something a little off color. Our fear of triggering white fear affects our behavior. So we're masking day in and day out, walking past each other, not really seeing the humanity of the person right in front of us. No wonder we're stuck. But Malcolm X said this, and I'm going to say this in front of you guys and make you mad. I don't care. We have to stop sweet talking. But we live in a time where the superordinate value seems to be putting oneself over and against another. So all we need to think about is our presidential election. We saw what happened in Asheville, North Carolina last night, yes? Folks throwing punches at each other, claiming that folks are bigots, that folks are ugly at the core, that they're going to take America back, make America great again, and doing so in the name of a kind of ugliness that I find deplorable. Oh, there's that word. But I want to take this back. I want to take it out of the easy target, at least for someone like myself, of Donald Trump. I want to think about this in the broader context of the United States. We live in a society where we can tell ourselves that we've turned an economic corner, that we have come out of the Great Recession. And when you look at black and brown communities in this country, when you turn your attention to those who are not, quote unquote, one of you, what do we see? We don't see a community that's come out of depression or come out of economic recession. We see a community struggling to make ends meet, right? I interviewed a young woman by the name of Christine Frazier. I write about this in the book. And Christine played by the rules, did everything right? Her husband died. She lost her job and she couldn't make ends meet. She couldn't pay her house note. And the sheriff's office came in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they unlocked the door and they told her and her mother and her daughter and her grandson to get out, and they proceeded to empty the house of a lifetime worth of memories, to put all of it in the yard. She said they came into my home like I was a drug dealer.
Hey, Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi Show. Hi.
And she said they told her they didn't have any place for her to go. And they said to her, you have to figure out what you're going to do. But they knew dogs were there. So they called animal shelter. And she said the pain of losing the house was one thing. But they came with a place for my dog. We live in a country where we can talk about turning a corner, but there are people right in our midst, who are struggling to make ends meet. People who are working hard, who are honest, who are trying to make ends meet, but we disremember. We think it's their fault. So in the book, I talk about the Great Black Depression. I talk about the fact that black folk lost their homes, over 240,000 homes lost as a result of the collapse of the housing market. I talk about, the fact that over 38%, 40% of black children are growing up in poverty. I talk about the downward mobility as Africa.
There's a reason why I played that. Okay. We got that point. Hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on. Y'all know that song? Okay. So I got another video to show y'all, but stay around for the last one because that one right there is a thinker. Hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on. Hold on for me, please. Hold on. Eleanor, it's not a joke. It's reality, baby. Catch up. Catch up for me. Hold on. Because I got to show stuff in order. I'm going to show this one because I don't really, hold on. I'm going to show this one. Give me a moment. It's got to open up. There's a reason why I'm showing stuff in certain order, because when you get off my live, I want you to think. Think about when you go in that voting booth, think about everybody else except yourself. Don't just think about yourself. Think about this entire world. It's other people in this world besides me. It's other people in this world besides black people. Hold on.
Donald Trump is being treated with. This is a masterclass in white privilege. Trump can't say enough to be racist. Correct. He can't commit enough crimes to be a criminal. He can't fail enough to be a failure. And he can't say enough stupid things to be stupid. He is so shielded and insulated by the idea and the concept of whiteness that he is unfucking touchable. Yeah. The thought conjured around him matters more than any reality. Any reality. He is a Christian that doesn't know the Bible, that fucks porn stars, that grabs women by the pussy. Grabs women by the pussy, is the least Christ-like, but the sheer promise of the whiteness that exists inside of Donald Trump is enough for everyone, white and black people, a lot of them who worship whiteness and aspire to the level of whiteness that Trump has. It's enough for them to say, hey, he's still our guy, no matter what. It's the whiteness he guarantees to protect. That's what he represents, right? It's their being that he guarantees to protect, and that's true. That's something that they won't say, but that they're voting for. Singular amount.
I agree. It's the whiteness that Donald Trump is protecting. When you go to that voter box, don't just think of yourself. Think about other races. Should you be just privileged? Assured God's love and grace be upon all of us. Think about that. Hold on a little longer, Jeffro. Hold on. Don't go nowhere, Jeffro. Hold on. Let me see which one this is, because I got one I don't want to show just yet. I got to show it last.
Are you meant to be a life coach?
Hold on. Let this commercial play, and we're going to get to it.
The ebook, I revealed my insights of over 40 plus years as a transformational life coach.
Bear with me, please.
So you can propel your...
If you had the ability to control the black people on this planet, there isn't anything that you couldn't take, dismantle, destroy, or interrupt if you could mobilize black people. And so part of the ops agenda, a part of their modus operandi, is to find out which one of you is a potential leader. And if you are, then we begin a work of progress on your life, which will make people get off of that. It's a part of it, as much as in any defense, you're trying to figure out which way this dude is likely to go so I can rip that ball. It's the same.
Pay attention to what Cat Williams says, and you'll find it's true. Well-known black leaders in the past have been assassinated for less. Minister Louis Farrakhan risked a similar fate.
We don't get a favorable sign from the government that I am welcome, and no pledge of security for us.
His message is feared, and a lot of people are aware of what he is capable of doing when it comes to uniting black people.
In closing, I want you to take this pledge.
That same question about fearing, white people fearing, what will the black folks do and stuff? We should be running down the street screaming, ramping, and raving, because when you look at the statistics, who is the one dying?
I was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my time. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
From us, we do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us.
Now, considering the danger a black leader faces trying to unite black people, should every black person then educate oneself and stand alone as a leader instead of waiting for one?
Being the leader of yourself gets you nothing. The people demand to be led regardless. There's not 13 shepherds and all these sheep. Why? Because it's unnecessary. Just one. Just one that has the connection with the sheep, which allows the sheep who has a brain about that small to be able to just focus on eating grass and not worry about falling off a cliff. We have the desire as humans to be led. We want to be led into battle. We want to be led into the football game. This is all because this is how we are wired. The cheerleaders and the pomp and circumstance, that goes back to the times of first humanity, because we do need that.
We now get into the point where Cat Williams speaks of two groups waiting for the Messiah. Black people sitting and waiting for the Messiah, while the other party, in fact, knows where to look for the Messiah.
The other side is far more diligent about looking for that Messiah than we are, because they know where to look.
Think about it. Yes, think about it. Louis Farrakhan once said, "Ever wondered why white people are so much into the business of black people?"
We are like hating you when we get together. You got to be in on everything we do. Let's listen to what they're saying. See, what are they talking about? What are they doing?
You probably wonder, why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like. The liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. This is why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place. Is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is. But with that nose, it can only be. Why would somebody vandalize a whole face and only vandalize one part? Nobody wanted to knock an eye off or take an ear off. Or no chins missing. No, just the nose. Because it's a brand.
Okay, now we're going to get to this very last video. And I said, gosh, should I show this video or not? Should I show this video or not? Because this is just this woman's opinions. It's not mine. Not mine. Some of you gonna like it, some of you not. Just watch and listen. Listen with your heart too. Listen all the way to the end, please. I beg you. Listen all the way to the end so you can get the valuable point. Don't just listen with your ears. Listen with your heart, your ears, your soul, and with the love of God. Because when we listen with just our ears, we miss the message. I missed the message myself. Listen and carry this with you to that voter's booth, okay? Carry it with you. I'm going to read some of your comments while it's loading up. Cal says, this lady is too likable to be a Kamala supporter. I'm sorry. I am a Kamala supporter. I would not lie to you. I don't like lying to people. Thank you so much. Eleanor Walker, Queen Eleanor says truth. And Cal is King Cal. I apologize. Larissa Savoy says, you can't be serious. Respectfully, that sounds like a bit for reaching to me. Some people are constantly looking for things that are racist, wrong, etc. That's your opinion, and I'm okay with it. You're going to be really mad then. Hold on.
In jail, police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself.
Since this app is suppressing my content literally not even 5 minutes after I posted at this point, I'm just going to get out what I really want to say on here. And if my platform suffers because of it, it won't be any different than any other day of the week. So, fuck it. This video...
Can y'all hear me?
...speaks to something that I've been wanting to say on the internet for a long damn
I think
time. And now
hold on.
Say it because,
can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
White people are the problem
Hold
with
on.
America.
I don't know if y'all can hear me.
White people are the problem with America. White people just now realizing that this country functions off of forced, unpaid labor. No shit. But when it was everyone else working for y'all, you didn't mind that people weren't getting paid for the labor that they did, right? It was okay. It was the state's right to enslave people and brutalize them and make them work against their will. But now that you can't afford your Starbucks every weekend like you used to get, now you want to cry bloody murder. Y'all are absolutely the most delusional demographic walking around on planet Earth. Y'all are really out here trying to figure out, and you always act so surprised when you see it. Oh my God, why are people acting like that? I don't understand. They're burning ballot boxes. They're attacking elderly people at the polls with machetes. Like, why would this be? Because y'all are like this. These are your children out here with machetes attacking elderly people voting. We aren't raising your kids anymore, and they're running amok. They're running amok. Y'all are out here acting like you don't understand what the fuck is happening because you live in this lily white bubble that affords you to be ignorant. It gives you the grace of not having to pay attention enough to care about what's happening to everyone else around you. Unchecked white rage is exactly why every single thing that is wrong with this country continues to be wrong with this country. No one stops y'all. They're scared to go in and get this man who they say themselves is a threat to himself and others, who used a weapon on someone working in their own yard and tried to take their lives because what? What? You think if that man was black in that house and the guy in this yard was white, that situation would have went the way that it went? You think that police chief would be saying that they are not going to go in guns blazing and kick in the door and possibly get into some type of physical altercation? Do you honestly believe that? No, you don't, because you know better. Just like January 6th went the way that it went, and it never would have worked with any other demographic. Not even Asians could have done what y'all did to the Capitol. And you know it. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to handle y'all the way you need to be handled, which is no better than the way you handled everybody else for centuries. Mind you, it was good enough for the goose, so the gander needs to take their turn. And y'all don't want it, and this country won't give it to you. And because they don't give it to you, everything goes to utter bedlam. And then you sit there on your phones crying into them with the audacity to wonder why things are the way that they are. Y'all voted for Trump, you got a damn rapist in the freaking Supreme Court, and then you're sitting here talking about, I guess I voted against my own best interest. Oh my God, maybe next time I'll do better. And then you went right back into that polling booth and voted for that man again. And now here we are. And y'all, because of your own internalized need to hate everything that's different from you, would prefer to be comfortable sitting with a white guy in the office again that is proven to you exactly how he will destroy this country, Thanos your economy, in order to get things right again, instead of seeing a black woman doing something that you didn't do first. When y'all come in my comments, when you jump on me on Instagram, attacking me, if this video even stays up without y'all reporting it, please understand that I meant every goddamn word I said. The reason America sucks, the reason that America is a terrible place to live is because of you. The reason everyone that's here is suffering because of a lack of universal health care, because you didn't want black people to get free health care, because you don't want kids to eat school lunch for free, because black and brown children would be eating school lunch for free in a country where you've stolen the land and now you fucked it up when you could have just left the indigenous people to take care of it like they've been doing for centuries. The reason why everything that is wrong with America is because of you. Just you. Just white people. It's not to say that other races don't have terrible people in it, but none of us as a collective have done as much damage to one place than you have. And we didn't even ask to be here. You brought us against our will in the first place. And still looking at us to go back to Africa. Bitch, where's your receipt?
Whoa. Now I really want to read these comments after that. God knows I want to read these comments. Tell me, Lord Jesus, what are my people saying in these comments right now? I'm kind of afraid to even read it, but no, I'm not. No, I'm not. She voiced her opinion. That is her opinion. Dre Soto said, life is hard, sweetheart. It is. We just got to keep bobbing and weaving. And let Elon Musk say, yes, when Donald Trump get in there, it's going to be hard, but the Americans just going to have to deal with it till they get better. That's what Elon Musk said. Eleanor Walker says, broke every treaty possible. Whew. Larice Savoy said, you can't be serious. Okay, I read that already. Oh, well, let's get to this next thing, and we're going to just head on up out of here. I had to play that. And if y'all want me to play it again, put it in the chat. I'll play that again because that's a message that's strong. That is her opinion. That's her opinion.
I just thought about something else. Why the Republicans are tripping out about Kamala Harris becoming the president of the United States. If she becomes...
When
she becomes the president of the United States, then that means that the vice president will be Tim Wells, and then the next in line will be Hakeem Jeffries. That's why they're tripping, y'all. That's why they're tripping. And they're also tripping that when she gets in office, she's not leaving office for 8 years. I just saw this from another gentleman on here. He goes by Hawkeye. Anybody that follows me probably is familiar with Hawkeye. And he came up with this scenario that if Donald J. Trump and Mike Johnson try any shenanigans between now and Inauguration Day, or even between now and January 6th, at any given time, President Biden can resign. And it will automatically make Kamala Harris the president. Then what are they going to do? And not only that, I just thought about this. I didn't hear this from Hawkeye. The Supreme Court has said that the president has immunity from anything. So at that juncture, Kamala Harris could lock up Mike Johnson and Trump. There's so many options at their disposal. I love it. That's why they're pissed off.
Whoa, now that was deep. Hit that like button, you guys. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lily. If you're just coming in, if you'd like to donate to my channel, you can send me a super chat, a super sticker, whatever you like. I am grateful, okay? So I'm going to play that other video again. Just something in my soul says play it again so people can really grasp it and get the idea of what's really being said. And if we could come together and figure out how we're going to make this work, because we're going to be living in this country for a long time together. We got to make it work. I don't know what's y'all's opinion of it, but we got to make this thing work. Hey, God is the real king up in here, okay? But I'm going to play this one more time. And don't bite my head off for it. This is her opinion. Just think about it, Mega. When that comedian was up there talking, what did y'all tell us? Oh, he's just joking. Don't take it so serious. He don't mean anything by it. Don't take it so serious. Girlfriend don't mean nothing by it. Okay? Hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on.
In jail. Police allowing him to stay in his home because they say he's a threat to himself.
Since this app is suppressing my content literally not even 5 minutes after I posted at this point, I'm just going to get out what I really want to say on here. And if my platform suffers because of it, it won't be any different than any other day of the week.
Let me know y'all can hear it. Tell me in the chat if you can hear it.
This video right here speaks to something that I've been wanting to say on the internet for a long
Can y'all hear it?
time. And now I'm just going to say it because
Trying to make sure my mic is on.
White people are the problem with America.
Thank you, Eleanor Walker. Thank you, Queen.
White people just not realizing that this country functions off of forced, unpaid labor. No shit. But when it was everyone else working for y'all, you didn't mind that people weren't getting paid for the labor that they did, right? It was okay. It was the state's right to enslave people and brutalize them and make them work against their will. But now that you can't afford your Starbucks every weekend like you used to get, now you want to cry bloody murder. Y'all are absolutely the most delusional demographic walking around on planet Earth. Y'all are really out here trying to figure out, and you always act so surprised when you see it. Oh my God, why are people acting like that? I don't understand. They're burning ballot boxes. They're attacking elderly people at the polls with machetes. Like, why would this be? Because y'all are like this. These are your children out here with machetes attacking elderly people voting. We aren't raising your kids anymore, and they're running amok. They're running amok. Y'all are out here acting like you don't understand what the fuck is happening because you live in this lily white bubble that affords you to be ignorant. It gives you the grace of not having to pay attention enough to care about what's happening to everyone else around you. Unchecked white rage is exactly why every single thing that is wrong with this country continues to be wrong with this country. No one stops y'all. They're scared to go in and get this man who they say themselves is a threat to himself and others, who used a weapon on someone working in their own yard and tried to take their lives. Because what? What? You think if that man was black in that house and the guy in this yard was white, that situation would have went the way that it went? You think that police chief would be saying that they are not going to go in guns blazing and kick in the door and possibly get into some type of physical altercation? Do you honestly believe that? No, you don't, because you know better. Just like January 6th went the way that it went, and it never would have worked with any other demographic. Not even Asians could have done what y'all did to the Capitol. And you know it. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to handle y'all the way you need to be handled, which is no better than the way you handled everybody else for centuries. Mind you, it was good enough for the goose, so the gander needs to take their turn. And y'all don't want it, and this country won't give it to you. And because they don't give it to you, everything goes to utter bedlam. And then you sit there on your phones crying into them with the audacity to wonder why things are the way that they are. Y'all voted for Trump. You got a damn rapist in the freaking Supreme Court. And then you're sitting here talking about, I guess I voted against my own best interest. Oh my God, maybe next time I'll do better. And then you went right back into that polling booth and voted for that man again. And now here we are. And y'all, because of your own internalized need to hate everything that's different from you, would prefer to be comfortable sitting with a white guy in the office again that is proven to you exactly how he will destroy this country, Thanos your economy, in order to get things right again, instead of seeing a black woman doing something that you didn't do first. When y'all come in my comments, when you jump on me on Instagram, attacking me, if this video even stays up without y'all reporting it, please understand that I meant every goddamn word I said. The reason America sucks, the reason that America is a terrible place to live is because of you. The reason everyone that's here is suffering because of a lack of universal health care, because you didn't want black people to get free health care, because you don't want kids to eat school lunch for free, because black and brown children would be eating school lunch for free in a country where you've stolen the land and now you fucked it up when you could have just left the indigenous people to take care of it like they've been doing for centuries. The reason why everything that is wrong with America is because of you. Just you. Just white people. It's not to say that other races don't have terrible people in it, but none of us as a collective have done as much damage to one place than you have. And we didn't even ask to be here. You brought us against our will in the first place. And still looking at us to go back to Africa. Bitch, where's your receipt?
That was deep. A lot. That is her mouth, her opinion. I have been playing videos to you guys today of people's opinion. And that was a lot. A lot for y'all to think about overnight. A lot for y'all to discuss with your loved ones. That was a lot. I don't know what to say, Jeffro. That was a lot. That's all I'm going to say. That was a lot. Inquiring minds want to know how you feel in this chat. Bryce says some people in their echo chambers where they just tell themselves whatever happy, sweet nothings really get on my nerves. Okay, that's your opinion. Queen Eleanor says, tell it. Say it loud. Because she black and she proud. Bryce says, like all this stuff does is push us apart. We cannot grow together when everything is just fight. No, everything is just fight. Like that white man was doing at the polls, the voting polls. He in there fighting those women, punching black women. Everything is about fight. When that young white guy, 18 years old, now has a felony, took a machete to the voting polls. Come on. I'm being honest. I love everybody. But the only people I see acting a fool at these polls are Republicans, MAGA people. Us Democrats ain't out there doing any of that. I refuse to act a fool for VP Kamala Harris. I wouldn't care what they give me. I'm not going up there acting a fool and getting a felony. I'm not doing it. I don't like a candidate that much. I would never like a candidate that much. I love you through the love of God, but I'm not getting out there doing any craziness for a candidate. They got to stop it. I don't understand. I don't understand why they're out there doing all this craziness for a candidate. So don't make excuses. No, don't do it. This has been a lot today. I'm actually tired. I got to get on my phone when I get off of here to get more people to vote. And then I'll probably eat me something and go to bed. It has been a lot. That last one was a lot. It was heavy. Yes, it was. I want to thank each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens. Reflect back on the videos of today. Voice your opinion some more tomorrow, how you feel about it, and I respect your opinion. I do. He said, do you see after 2016 election? What do you mean by that? I don't understand what you mean, Dre. Please tell me what you mean. You guys, make sure you get out there and vote. I voted early, October the 15th, to make sure my vote counts. Your vote counts. It is imperative to get your butts out there and vote. Get out there and vote. Vote, vote, vote. I already voted. I voted for VP Kamala Harris in 10 walls. It doesn't matter who you're voting for. Get your butt up off that sofa like all the candidates are saying. Even Obama said it. He's not one of the candidates. Vote, vote, vote. Who I voted for? Harris and Walls. That's who I voted for. I would not get on this live and pretend to lie to y'all like I did not vote for them. I like to be honest. I want to thank each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens. Please vote. It doesn't matter who your candidate is. Your vote counts. It's imperative to vote. This is the most important election ever. I love each and every last one of you. Have a beautiful evening. Goodbye.